And then you guys pretty much mopped up that first operation, and there wasn't too much resistance.
No, there wasn't too much resistance.
And then you moved on. After that, was that when you headed to Bougainville? Was that the next place you hit?
We went to Bougainville after that.
You got an interesting story about Bougainville that kind of, I think's worth might be worth talking about a little bit, because it's kind of shows how, war's not always what it's made out to be in the movies. So here we're going. You were actually, speaking of toilet paper, and in this particular situation, you were just getting done. You'd gone to relieve yourself by a little house, and then you hear the order. I heard the order, move out on the double. As I stood between the house and the banyan tree, buckling my belt, something in the vague, misty light caught my eye. I stood in rapt amazement as a guy came diligently down the tree. I could see that he had only a piece of cloth around his waist. When he reached the bottom, he bent forward as if to pick up a sandal. I watched in utter wonderment as this scene played out before me. Just a little guy. When he straightened up, I stepped up and brought my rifle stock across the back of his head with a glancing blow. He turned as he crumpled and landed fully on his back. I looked down and, to my horror, found myself looking at a female instead of a male. Stunned and shaken by my act, I choked on a sob and trembled uncontrollably. What had I done? As I stood there bathed in pity and compassion, all hell broke loose. The shatter and clatter of small arms fire broke the silence. Trying hard to choke back the sobs, I raced to join the firefight, glad to leave that pitiful, pathetic scene and act. An outnumbering force pinned us down all day. Although desperately busy during this time, my thoughts kept going back to the base of that banyan tree. At midday, our ammunition ran low. The sergeant ordered me back to the rear to find more. I veered from a direct path to the beach to pass by that tree of infamy. I found neither her nor her body. I quickly ran around the tree and under the house to no avail. I ventured up the steps to look inside the house. Inside it looked like an infirmary or aid station, but empty. I hoped that I had only stunned her and she had walked away from the area. After the incident, I gave a great deal of thought to that lady in the coconut grove. Definitely of Oriental heritage, I wondered her purpose there. I thought of several possibilities. She could have served as a nurse in the Japanese military, or a resident of the island brought there by the late Lever Brothers Soap Company to work in the coconut groves. Also, she might come from Korea, one of the many Korean women kidnapped by the Japs to serve as prostitutes for their military. No matter the reason, I hope and pray that she survived the blow to her head and the war. In my lifespan, I've stored many, many items in my arsenal of memories. The memory of that day so very long ago rests among my most vivid. The memorable events on that lonely beach on the far side of planet Earth have not dimmed over time nor distance. It all took place because I crawled beneath a house. I think I lost the last vestige of the little boy within me that day.
Yeah, that was really tough on me, I remembered my sisters, and thought how terrible it would be if they were hit like that. It stuck with me all these years, I remember that little lady in that jungle.